I'm an investigative reporter and...
Wait a minute, what happened to hello and good day?
Hello.
Hello and good day.
I'm an investigative reporter and I have been shown a document at Curlin Air Force Base that had this sentence in it. These extraterrestrial biological entities manipulated DNA in already evolving primates to create Homo sapien, and the Latin was used, Homo sapien.
Yes.
Do you know specifically which extraterrestrial biological entities?
The Anunnaki.
When and where are they
About
from?
300 to 500,000 years ago, the alterations were done to certain branches of the naturally evolved hominid you call Homo habilis and Homo erectus.
And where are they from?
The Anunnaki?
Yes.
Another parallel reality. The idea that they come from a planet in your system called Nibiru is not correct.
There's other information that they are from a planet in a double system at Zeta Reticuli 1 and 2.
That's different. Those are not the Anunnaki. Those are a different form of gray.
Do you have a clear definition of who is friendly to Earth, who is neutral, and who is hostile when it comes to other intelligences in this universe?
We are aware of such, but the idea of the ones that are interacting with Earth are either neutral or friendly, or in a sense, the way you might perceive them is simply they don't really take you into account. No one interacting with Earth is actually openly hostile. No one openly hostile is allowed to interact with Earth.
But there are insidious ways to interact that would be manipulating minds, abducting humans, implanting...
The idea of the abductions, you must understand, is something that is the result of an agreement made on a higher level. Even though the individuals may not know that or remember it, they volunteered.
Hybridization of Earth could be interpreted by something like the Pentagon as being an invasion.
Yes, because many individuals in your Pentagon have fear-based beliefs, instead of understanding that it is part of the natural evolution of your world to become the sixth hybrid race, which is part of the transformation taking place now.
And what would the sixth hybrid race be from your point of view?
It would be a blending of the hybrid children that will come to live among you and the humans that exist on your planet now, along with intermixing of certain other genetic traits that already exist within you and within them that will come out in more strong ways once the mixing begins. And in about 1,000 years, you will find that the majority of the beings on your planets will feel the full effect of the hybridization genetics that exist within them, because remember, being that you are already hybridized by the Anunnaki, you contain many different kinds of hybrid genetics. It's one of the reasons you actually have many different races on your planet.
And finally, there is some evidence that some of the extraterrestrial biological entities are very focused on what happens to the soul of Homo sapiens sapien at the moment of death, with the implication that they might have an interest in trying to get human souls?
Not possible. This, again, are fear-based belief systems that allow individuals to succumb to ideas that keep them under the control of those perpetuating those fear-based belief systems.
For you, then, what is the greatest hostile threat to us on Earth?
You are.
Me personally?
No, yourselves. The negative fear-based beliefs that you have all bought into that allow you to believe there is such a thing as lack, and believe that you can be attacked and not understand how you create your reality. And the idea of those that you consider to be in power, in some senses, you are giving them their power. You are supporting them in that. But the greatest power they have is convincing you through information that they have more power than they do.
Do you think that there is any, I'm going to say, existential threat to our planet in the next 50 to 100 years?
Yes, but again, it comes from all of you. Because the idea is that you can take your planet down the path of destruction. The idea of us sharing this information with you is to help you make other choices. but we have to leave the choice in your hands. So the existential threat is that you will continue to buy into fear-based belief systems that will take some of you down a destructive path, because that's exactly what happened to the Greys. Because the Greys are not aliens. They're mutated humans from a parallel Earth that they destroyed. Do you understand?
Who are the tall whites?
The tall whites are another extraterrestrial race that are aiding and assisting in the hybridization agenda so that Earth doesn't necessarily have to walk down the same destructive path that the Greys took.
So they are indirectly a kind of ally, even though they would be hugely intimidating to humans generally?
Remember that the idea of intimidation is based on your fear-based perspectives of such beings. Remember that beings like them and us operate on very high frequency levels. The reason that we are delivering information to you in the way we are and remaining at arm's length is so that we don't overwhelm you with this frequency. The frequency would force to the surface things within your own psyche that you may not be ready to integrate and face about yourselves, and actually cause psychotic shock within you. When you apply a lot of the information that we are sharing with you into your life more and more and raise your frequency, then you become more vibrationally compatible with us, and that's when open contact will happen.
How long would that be?
The window for the beginning of open contact, as we read the collective energy of your planet right now, is somewhere between the years of 2025, 2033 to 40. It will begin slowly, sporadically, isolated here and there, but definitely by 2040 and 50, all of you will know that there is such a thing as extraterrestrial civilizations and life, and there will be open announcements and open contact that will begin to allow you to become eventually a member of the Interstellar Alliance. Then you will begin to explore space as we do. You will come upon worlds like we have to yours, and you will become their UFOs.
Well, there are whistleblowers in Navy SEALs and other agencies who say since the 1970s, we have had an interstellar trade unit operating out of the National Security Agency, and that we are already involved with trading with other systems in the Milky Way galaxy.
On a very, 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 very minimal level, a lot of these stories are highly exaggerated.
What would we be trading?
Understanding of how the cosmos works, understanding of what kind of technology the understanding of the cosmos produces that is very different from your technology. Understanding of your connection to the cosmos and what you really are, understanding of your true history, as we were just discussing. One of the great gifts you will be given when open contact occurs is the actual history of your entire civilization, leaving nothing out, no gaps.
I hope for that, and thank you very much.
We thank you.
Hello, Bashar.
And a you good day.
Good to see you again.
Well, you're not seeing me, but thank you for the sentiment.
So my first question is about a dream that I had recently.
Yes.
I was conveniently located on on my football field where I grew up playing football, and I had a lot of very important people from my life strategically placed in little groups, and I immediately realized, okay, this is a setup, something's going on here.
Oh, all right.
It's not just a dream, and in that moment, 3 ships landed.
Yes.
And the one immediately across from me, I saw 2 beings walk off the ship.
Yes.
And I immediately had a telepathic connection with a blue being who I learned her name was Grace. And so I started...
Well, not exactly a name, but a vibrational resonance that will do.
Right. Okay, great. And so I start communicating with her, and she starts telling me how she is responsible for a lot of the intuitive hits and downloads that I get, and she's been guiding me in this sort of thing.
All right. How exciting.
Very exciting, yeah. And she was with an orange being who I still haven't really received too much information about. But I was wondering, is this a guide, or because there was the aspect of the ship, so I assume there might be an extraterrestrial connection as well. And I wanted to see if you could give me
sometimes in the way that we're doing this, extraterrestrial beings can function as guides along with your own spirit guides because of the connections you yourself have made for this life.
Right.
So,
Is there any specific race that they're associated with? Anything you can tell me about that?
what you perceived is not necessarily representative of the race itself, and they may not necessarily be exactly physical as you understand it. They appear, from our perspective of your energy, to be more interdimensional.
Okay.
The idea of the orange being may represent the concept of the Arcturus vibration.
That was my intuitive thought about that.
Oh, all right.
That's great. My girlfriend had a dream recently, just a few nights ago, of some gray beings walking through our
All right.
house.
Yes.
And she reached over to me to wake me up, and she was a little nervous at the beginning and woke me up in the dream.
Yes.
And I woke up really excited, like, they're here, finally. And they kind of just meandered around, and the next thing you know, we were beamed up, and that was that.
All right.
And I guess I'm wondering if you have any information around that you can elaborate on. I know that I'm part of the hybridization agenda, but anything from my girlfriend that's here around that dream specifically.
Well, obviously she's part of it too.
Oh, well, congratulations, babe. Obviously.
Which means there are probably children involved.
Right. And that leads me to my next question. Thank
How
you for the
synchronistic
synchronicity.
of you.
Yeah. Beat you to it. So I've received, I've seen you and Willa in my dreams a couple times, and it's specifically encouragement around pursuing the 5 levels of mastery, specifically starting with the cryptic energy. And
Well, yes, that's where you start.
that's where you start. And so I went to a willow tree, and I communicated with the willow tree, and I got a couple names of hybrid children. And what I received very strongly was Pearl, which I did grow up on Pearl Street, and I live across from an apartment complex named Pearl, and the synchronicity there.
Yes.
I received Apricot and Peach as well. I'm not sure if that's
Most hybrid children will take names from nature.
right. So I guess my question is, I feel intuitively that I have at least 3, at least that I'm aware of,
Yes.
that the genetic material is significant enough to consider them a child.
17.
17,
Yes.
over 80%.
Well, I'll say over 60.
Oh, great. Woo, good to know.
If you say so.
It's exciting.
All right.
And you brought through the energy of Morning Star, or you referred to Morning Star as a member of the, I believe, eventually going to be the 7th hybrid race.
Yes, the Anuhet.
Yes, and after you brought that through, I went home and I went to the store, and I was just spontaneously attracted to the back room, and I saw some crystals that I was really attracted to, and right behind it was this whole sign that said Morning Star and a series of other synchronicity. I was wondering if I'm making any sort of connection with Morning Star specifically.
May I use a common word on your planet to respond?
Yes.
Duh. I beat you to that one.
You did. That's great. That's great. I'm really excited about, so I host transformational retreats around the world, and the retreat centers are now evolving to retreat sanctuaries, and I was...
Does that mean you give them more than one treat? That's why it's a retreat?
You could say that. I mean, it's kind of the treat that keeps on giving.
Yes, it is.
So my question is, how can I synchronistically attract and create a sanctuary-like temple that would attract...
Did you not just answer your own question
Through
by using the
synchronicity.
word synchronistically?
That is exactly the answer. But I was wondering if you had anything specific that the hybrid children would be attracted to as far as the layout structurally.
You'll figure it out.
Okay, got it. Beautiful.
Will that do?
I think there's one more.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
Yeshua.
I've had only over the last 6 months a beautiful connection with him open up, and actually just before this I was at a lunch and I was sitting with a psychic who as we were talking said, oh, well, Jesus is coming in behind you right now and saying, I want to speak through you and you're not letting me in. And I thought on that. I was like, why wouldn't I let Jesus in? And I couldn't come up with anything. So I guess my question is that a connection that was a projection of her own?
Partially.
Right.
But also an opportunity for you to decide whether what you were being told was true for you or not.
Right. Yeah, I see it that way. So I feel the connection to the Christ consciousness as well as Jesus, but Christ consciousness I understand is more independent of a person.
Christ consciousness, Buddha nature, Krishna spirit, an aspect archetypally of the collective consciousness of your planet, yes.
Yeah. Awesome. And can you tell us anything about any recent updates around what was discovered underneath the Sphinx?
No.
I thought you'd say that. All right. Thank you, Bashar.
How psychic of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.